If you're going to work with someone that's third party, then what you'll do is you need their information, so their specific information, especially if they're a third party vendor. You're going to want proof of address, right? You're going to want the ID. You're going to want basically everything. Any info that you can on this person.
Hey guys, so welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the concerns of P2P. So one big question that I have to you, Keenan, is what's the major thing we should look out for when doing a P2P trade?
So there's a lot of red flags, right? And I would say they're pretty obvious. So number one, PDFs. You need to get your documentation in order, right? You need to know that you're working with the person that's sending you the money.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
So it needs, this is P2P, it's direct. You don't want third parties. So PDF, proof of payment. You need the file. You need an actual PDF.
Yeah.
What the guys tend to do is they'll get the PDF and they'll take a screenshot and upload it, right?
Yeah.
The reason being, there's a lot of different reasons, but mostly the guys say to me that they just have bad network, right? So PDF, I would say next is the ID. You need to verify through KYC. So KYC means know your client or know your customer.
Yeah.
You basically just making sure that the person is who they say they are.
For sure.
Right?
Definitely.
So with that being said, you need to get the ID card. They can scratch out their identity number. We don't need that stuff. We just need to know that the name is matching to the PDF, right? And that's basically the simple way of putting it.
And no third-party trades, of course.
No third parties, so that relates back to directly to the ID. You want to know who you're working with, right? I think you can facilitate third-party trades. I would say that it is possible, but you need to be working with someone that's trusted, right?
Yes, your KYC.
So, your KYC. So if you're going to work with someone that's third-party, then what you'll do is you need their information, so their specific information, especially if they're a third-party vendor. You're going to want proof of address, right? You're going to want the ID. You're going to want basically everything. Any info that you can on this person, because what can happen now, right, and this is one of the big negatives of not doing KYC, is you're going to sit and you're going to work with this third-party trader, right? What happens if he takes your bank details and he goes and scams somebody and he makes them pay it to you, right? That's going to cause you a world of trouble.
Yeah,
right?
You're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble. He's the middleman, right? So he can put his hands up and go no. Or if he's from another country, like, it's not really going to affect him unless maybe you're reporting it to the correct authorities. There are correct authorities to report that to as well, which we'll get into in another episode. But I just want to dig in a little bit with verification. So if you're working with these third-party gents, it's important that you have all the information on them. On top of that, the clients that they will be working for. So a lot of the times these guys will just be brokers, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys do. They pull out all the stops. They're really good at what they do and they're trustworthy, right? We find that there's also a lot of guys that are just not trustworthy, and hence why we say no third parties. It's not a fun game to be playing, and I think that you walk a very fine line with it.
Yeah, because most of them are scammers.
Most of the third party guys are scammers. Yeah, you'll find like 99% of the time. I wouldn't put it that high. I would say 90% of the time. You're going to be working with a dodgy trader 99% of the time if you are doing third party.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be my advice to you. Obviously, I don't advise that you do third party, but yeah, if you're going to be working with them, get all the necessary documentation.
Sure. Everything needs to be legit. Everything needs to be ethical.
Lined up as well. Because at the end of the day, dude, our industry can directly or indirectly impact somebody else's life.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is a con in a sense. But I would also say it's a positive because you're able to maybe build a relationship. Let's say you've got a third party trader that you have been working with, right? And you've built trust. You've got all this documentation, so you know who you're working with.
Right.
And they want to start funneling their clients directly to you. that gives you a foot in the door to build more relationships, right?
With other clients, yeah.
With other clients, right? And your best bet is getting local guys, right? So you're going to want somebody that's in Cape Town, right? We aren't FSP providers, right? So we can't do certain things even though we live in the same city. Like you can't come and pay me crypto and get cash for it. Yeah. Right. That I think is a bit, I think that's, you're treading above the law there. Right?
Yeah. There's a fine line.
There's a very fine line with that. So those types of things I would say are a bit dodgy. It's a little bit risky to be doing that. But just in a general sense, having South African clients is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Because
it's so nice, bro. It's just like effortless business.
It's effortless business. And on top of that, you could meet your client in person and that builds better relationships. Then we're talking on a scale of like, how you see in the movies and just in general, people want to wow their clients. They want to take them out. They want to, show them a good time almost.
Definitely, yeah.
And I've had the privilege of actually doing that.
Yeah.
Through P2P.
Okay.
Which almost, it made me feel more like a businessman, if I can say that,
sure,
right?
Because now you're providing your clients, business, treating them, building that good relationship with them.
Yeah, you can take the lady or the gent out for lunch, right? Have discussions, build a bit of a connection.
Yeah.
And who knows, later down the line, maybe you've got yourself a business partner, dude.
Exactly.
And this is what the P2P industry is all about. It's about building connections. It's about building those bridges and making them strong, making them stable.
Right.
You want that consistent flow, like you were speaking about earlier. You want that consistent income flow. And if you've got trustworthy clients to do that, especially on home soil, it's the best thing that you can get, man.
It creates amazing opportunities.
It does. It really does.
That's what P2P is, man.
Yeah. Going back to a con I've got on what you maybe shouldn't be doing as well. Some advice from me, and this might sound really funny, but I think anybody that starts their P2P journey, I don't know if you've experienced it yet. I know you're still fresh in it, so you've got quite a lot coming, but I've noticed that a lot of the scammers are trying to speak Afrikaans, right? Or they're trying to speak one of our 12 native languages that we have here, right?
Yeah.
And for me specifically, my family is Afrikaans, so I've grown up hearing it. I don't really speak Afrikaans that fluently, but I can pick out Google Translate, bro. That's one thing.
For sure, right.
Just the way the words are structured, and just the way they speak to you, dude. So I think one of the biggest red flags for me has been spotting these guys out doing that, right?
Yeah.
I've had some gents with an account, their IP address is South Africa, their IP location South Africa, right? The name is like it's an Afrikaans guy, or it's maybe, like a Quibus or a Janus, just for instance. And, these gents will try and make it out as if they're full on South African.
Afrikaans,
and they're full on Afrikaans. And you have these conversations and then you go in the back of your mind, ding, 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 that grammar wasn't right. Or like you've split it a little bit too simple.
Yeah.
And that becomes a problem, right? So what these guys do is sometimes it can get really dark, I would say. I won't go too deep into that. I think that's something that you learn through us on more of a private side of things.
Yeah.
But
the sad stories, right?
The sad stories, man. This is where shit can get real for you. And I think, avoiding that's important, man. So I think just being logical is important in the P2P game, man. I think if you're logical about what you're doing, and when you get a gut feeling, I think trusting your gut's a very important side of the P2P market.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got your plans in place. You've got the mental capacity to work on these projects, right? You're pushing every day, but you also got to trust your gut. I think just sometimes there's a lot of distraction that can get in the way. And maybe there's days where, and I know I've had it, risk it for the biscuit kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Just get the trade done.
Get the trade done, and that's not to say that I haven't gotten the proper documentation or I haven't done my KYC, but having a proper plan in place like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, trusting your gut.
For sure.
One of the most important things to keep you out of that downside of P2P.
Because like you could also get a lot of influx of trades coming in constantly and just it's this trade is happening or that trade is happening and you lose track and now you're looking for PDFs and whose client is this? Does this PDF belong to that client? Or it just becomes a whole mumble jumble, bro.
100%. Your paperwork gets mixed up.
Yeah.
And it becomes a real issue. I think that's an interesting point you've got there, man. So look, if you're not on the cautious side and you're not filtering these gents out, right, you're going to run into those issues.
Those problems.
So yeah, as long as you've got your head screwed on straight, I think it's fairly simple, and you need to just, like we speak a lot about discipline, guys and girls out there, discipline in this industry is very important. If you're losing your paperwork and stuff, like one of my biggest issues was I lost my phone, dude. I've had 2 phones stolen in this whole time that I've been doing P2P. Losing that paperwork has been a nightmare for me, to be honest, dude. But yeah, I just thought I'd speak a little bit about that and maybe just give you some advice. And for all the newbies as well, this will be a nice little marker for you guys to come back to, in future when you started your trading journey like Nolan has over here. And yeah, thank you so much, dude. Thanks for the day.
Yeah,
it was a lovely little podcast. And yeah, guys, we've got so much more information on its way. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you for being here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Please don't forget, we've got a bell notification, the bell icon. Hit that bell icon. You guys will get daily updates on our videos. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nolan.
Thanks, Keen.
Thanks.